All right, hey guys, what's going on? This is John Hargadon here, reporting for NYC Sports Plus, and I am your one of your Mets beat writers. So, folks, let's get down right to it right away. We entered the 2013 season here with the Mets. We're in the off season right now. Things are progressing. We hear that the R.A.Dickey talks are progressing. The work's on a 2-year deal or so, and we're hearing about the continued rumors with David Wright. And there was a report late last night, early this morning, about the Mets and David Wright. And the report from New York Post is suggesting that there's a 50-50 shot if the Mets work out a deal or not with David Wright on a long-term extension, keeping the de facto captain here with the New York Mets. Now, folks, the last years have not been pretty here with this team. There have been mediocre players being brought in, the late Mania regime, and the new Sandy Alderson here, Regina, during its sort of fourth season now here in New York. And it hasn't been pretty here, Met fans. But I believe there is light at the end of the tunnel. We are starting to see the light. However, the Wilpons need to sell this team. There is no money right now coming into this franchise. There's no money whatsoever coming into this team. I just saw the other day that they're offering $63 opening day season tickets up at the nosebleeds. Are you kidding me? This is a team, folks, that has been they're horrible. As a Mets fan, I am ashamed of what the product that we have put out here in the past 3 or 4 seasons here with this team. I have been ashamed and appalled. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. And the light is starting to approach. But one, Fred and Jeff need to go. This team needs new ownership that has an influx of cash. Prokhorov, Mark Cuban, those have been the floated names about who Met fans want to see own this team. But it's time, folks. It's time for the Wilpons to go. Number 2, I love R.A.Dickey. I love the man. You hear his story, and he was a high draft pick, hurt his shoulder. He's bounced around from team to team. Mets gave him a shot. He did something with the knuckleball that no one else has ever done before, and he won the Cy Young Award. I love R.A.Dickey. However, folks, it is time to look to trade R.A.Dickey. A 38-year-old pitcher with a pitch that is very, very experimental. There are times when knuckleball has worked, and times when knuckleball hasn't. Now, R.A.Dickey's credit, he has been able to throw a hard knuckle than a soft knuckle. However, 38 years old, he's on the wrong side of 30 now. For a long time. He's near 40 now, folks. It is time for the Mets to trade R.A.Dickey for a high price. I'm not saying you should trade him to get rid of him, but this team is still 2 years, I believe, a year to 2 years away from really contending. It is time for R.A.Dickey to go. Get some young kids in here, some outfield help, some help behind with the catcher spot. We're not a now team to contend for a playoff berth. We're not. It's not happening. When the season begins, I hope that if Johan Santana is pitching well, the Mets also look to trade Johan. This team is not a now team where we will not contend for the next year or two. The minors are starting to progress. I love the talent we have on our minor league system. Love it. It's one of the main reasons why Sandy Alderson was brought in here, was to rebuild the minor league farm system. And that is what Sandy Alderson has done. Folks, the Wilpons have to go. There needs to be a new atmosphere with the Mets now. What I mean is this. There has to be a new opening. That's just something for Met fans to cheer about. And I understand R.A.Dickey for the last year was the only reason why a lot of Met fans went to the games, especially when he was starting. He won 20 games. If R.A.Dickey wasn't there, imagine, any other pitcher probably would have won half of those games. That's another 10 to 15 losses. but it's time to get rid of Dickey. And it's also time to maybe to see what this market is right now for David Wright. So it's another year. Mets picked up his option for $16 million. It's a lot of cash. I think Met fans need to be open to the idea of both Dickey going and David Wright going. I want David Wright to be here. I do. But as I said, it comes down to the one underlying factor. The Wilpons have to sell this team. There was a recent report in the Wall Street Journal suggesting that, according to a couple of sources, that the Wilpons are nearly broke and have to sell a team within the next 2 years. Well, folks, there it is. It's time for the Wilpons to sell, to get out of New York. And as Met fans, as baseball fans, baseball in general, you can have a team like this in Kansas City or in Pittsburgh, small market teams, for example. But in New York, one of the biggest sports capitals, not only in the United States, but in the world, you cannot have one of the greatest teams of baseball, the Yankees, and a mediocre team in the Mets that look like a AAA team right now. They need new ownership. The Mets need new ownership, and we as Met fans need something to cheer about. I believe it is coming soon, Met fans. We've endured long enough. Another year or so, it is what it is. But I'll be with you guys as the season goes on and as the offseason now continues with the owners' meetings going on right now, free agency, trades. Happy to be a part of NYC Sports Plus. We'll talk to you soon, everyone. Take care. Have a good one.